Yo, what is up, guys? It's DoubleWinning, and today I've got a ranked Fizz top gameplay for you. I know I don't post a lot of Fizz top, I usually post Fizz mid, but I figured you guys would enjoy this. I'm going up against Malphite, and in this game I'm going to show you how to take a winning lane and absolutely abuse the rest of the map. I know a lot of you guys talk about, oh, I won my lane, and then, we just ended up losing the game, and so, yeah, not my fault. Well, there's usually a lot more that you can do, because I do spectate your game sometimes, and I'll see you guys win lane. You'll be up, 20, 30 CS, 35 CS, you'll have a kill or two, and then you won't really do anything with it, or your attempts to do something with it are really wrong. Like, you'll go mid when you have, a creep wave about to hit your tower, or, you'll go counter jungle and you're letting your top or mid or bot, farm their lane, you're not going and making plays at the right time. So, I'm hoping to show you guys in this matchup kind of a general idea of how you can really just destroy a game. I'm going to let you guys know, this is a win. It's a pretty quick win, actually, because it actually only takes us, I think, 3 rotations or something like that after we get the ball rolling, because we never let up the pressure, and that's a big part of it. So I'm going to start W here because I'm leashing this Eve's, I'm going to be leashing the red for Eve, which it's the enemy red. So I'm gonna give her a pretty decent leash there. I do have to get to lane pretty quick, because if I'm gonna be trying to snowball my lane, I need to be there soon so I can try and hit level 2. I actually picked Fizz into Malphite. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to play against Malphite, but picking an AD champ against Malphite isn't a great choice. So I decided, hey, maybe the old Fizz-a-Fazza, would do well. Plus, I'm pretty proficient on Fizz, so it's a pretty good choice. And I started W here. Partly because I was leashing, and partly because Malphite is melee, and his Q doesn't do very much damage to start out, so dodging it to hit him with an E isn't really going to do that much. Plus, Malphites are generally pretty tanky, so me starting E against him isn't really going to do much. So you'll see in the beginning here, I'm just kind of farming, and then right there, I dodged his Q, or I tried to dodge his Q rather, but I think I missed it. And because I hit level 2, I E'd on top of him, did a little bit of damage, then started hitting him with my W, and then backed off. If you look at Malphite's items compared to mine, he has a Doran's Ring and 2 health potions, while I started a flask and 3 health potions. So doing a small trade is absolutely fine for me, because if we're going off purely just items, Malphite should be able to beat me in an all-in. And so right here, Malphite just kind of disrespects the all-in that I had there, because I got a good trade on him before, and then I slowed him, and you guys saw I just kited forward with him, just kited him forward all the way to the tower, hitting with my W, which my W does a ton of damage, especially if they're lower health, because as you guys know, Fizz attacks rend his enemies, dealing 30 plus 9 plus 4% of the missing health as magic damage over 3 seconds. So while that's not a whole lot, especially in the early game, so 4% of his missing health, so if he's at half health, I mean he's missing 300 or so health, so that's only going to be 12 or so damage, each time I'm hitting him, and it's increasing as it's going, but that's still a constant dot that's applying as I'm poking him, plus the active damage is going to do a pretty good amount of damage, plus the 4% is only part of it. I'm still doing 30 plus whatever the AP ratio is, plus the active, which is going to do even more, and it's going to reduce his incoming healing, which doesn't mean as much on a champion that doesn't have a healing spell or a lot of regen, but it does take away his innate regen, which you can see he has a 9 HP for 5, which is going to be cut in half, which isn't very much, I understand that, but he also had has health potions that he can keep running. So if you get the grievous wounds going while he has a health potion running, you're actually taking away the gold efficiency of his health potion, and you're making it so you get into that all-in range. So just those, all those things add up, and then of course I threw the ignite on at the very end with my dot and the W going. So what this does though is it creates situations like this where if their lane gets pulled to the middle, I can all in him and absolutely just destroy him. As long as I'm taking care to make sure I'm not getting ganked by Lee Sin or anything like that, which with a flash I should be able to get away from a Lee Sin gank, since Malphite can't provide too much gank assistance against Fizz when he's only when he's pre-6, because the only gank assistance he has is Q, which Fizz should be able to dodge with his E, or he can flash away to create enough of a problem. So So this is kind of the beginning of me snowballing the lane. I've already gotten 1 kill on Malphite, and I've had to force him back twice technically now, because the first time I killed him, the second time I just forced him back. I'm going to proxy this wave, and then I'm going to start fighting him here. I have a level advantage on him, so if he wants to try and fight me right here, Malphite doesn't have a whole lot of consistent damage, before he gets any items. So I kind of held him off from the creeps just a little bit. It wasn't really long enough to make that much of a difference, but it just kind of shows what you can do. You can do that because if he decides to fight you, he's not going to kill you. If Lee Sin comes, then yeah, maybe you can be in a little bit of trouble there, which I should probably turn on, oops, wrong Fog of War. Let me just put on my Fog of War there. So, if Lee Sin comes and kills you, yeah, it can be a little rough there, but it's kind of, these are kind of the things you need to do to start snowballing a lane. And you can also see when I went back, I went and got myself a ward. When you really start to snowball a lane and you have that extra gold on your lane opponent, you need to get wards to secure that snowball. Right now, I'm 1-0 and I'm up, just a little bit of CS. I'm about to be up some more CS here since I'm going to get some CS under the tower. But the biggest thing is just I have a big XP lead on him. I've got the kill on him. So I don't want to let up though, because if you see here, he still doesn't have any resistances. He still isn't level 6. So I'm going to be able to basically kill him with my all-in here. So I dodged the Q with my E, and then I just back off because I don't think I can do that amount of damage under tower quite yet. Plus, I thought he had his flash up at this point, but I definitely mistimed it. Because he doesn't have it up for about, I think, another 45 seconds to a minute. So, but basically, the next time he shows himself, I'm going to be able to shark him. I'm going to have my ignite. I'm going to have basically a guaranteed kill on him. And so right now, I'm just trying to keep the wave right here. Because he's going to, yeah, so he's teleporting back to the lane right now. So now his teleport is down. So now if I kill him, it's going to be even more detrimental. As if I killed him before and then he teleported back, he's not going to really miss out on that much. So I know I can all in him right here. So I'm not even going to bother using my E to dodge, just because I want to get the damage off as quick as possible, because the sooner I get that damage off, the sooner my W is going to start doing extra damage, because it does the missing health damage. So I back off there because I let the dot do the damage, and then I'm going to E the wave because I want to get it to tower as quick as possible, because I am low. So I could save the E to try and get away from Lee, but I thought it was more important to make sure those creeps get onto the tower and then back off immediately. So I checked to see if he bought any magic resist, because if they buy before they're back alive, you can usually see, if you look at their body, you can actually see what items they bought. And since he did buy a Negatron cloak, that prompted me to buy the Sheen, because as you guys know, if the enemy buys magic resist and you're playing Fizz, you want to buy a Sheen earlier than if you're getting your DFG. So the item build is still pretty much the same if you're going top lane as compared to mid lane, if you're snowballing it. If you're not snowballing it, you can change up the build a little bit to be a bit more tanky, just like not just like going straight DFG. But most lanes you can still rush DFG or get Sheen DFG and be able to all in them, like even like lanes like Jax if you're doing well enough. So you can see here I have 3 levels on this guy, so he shouldn't be getting any XP and he should be getting very, very little creeps. He should have to back constantly after getting only a few creeps. So right here I'm going to I'm just going to go in and kill him, just because there's nothing he can do at this point. And if he's going to put me into lethal range, like safe lethal range, I need to punish him for it. So I apologize for the lag in the video there. Let me just slow this down. Yeah, so I just cleared the wave there. I don't know why the video messed up, so I apologize for that. But like I said here, I'm just gonna proxy the wave here, just because this makes it so I have an opportunity to roam, and there's nothing else. I don't need to be hitting that tower. Yeah, I could get an extra like 50 gold or something if I'm within the proximity of it. That's not important though. What I need to be doing is I need to start putting influence on the map. So since I am low right now, I can't really look to roam mid, so I'm just going to go and get a little bit of free gold, free XP from the double golems, and then I'm going to back. Also, just a short thing, I put an extra point in Q there on accident. I actually thought about it. Normally, if you're going for a bursty build, you would max E, and then you would go max Q next. But the more I thought about it, I think I actually end up putting more points in W later, because you should respect the tankiness of Malphite, just because he's going to become naturally tanky. And so this is kind of where the big snowball starts. So if you've ever been in a situation like this in your games where your team is really winning, you need to snowball the game and win the game. Like, at this point, we actually don't need to farm anymore, and we can still win the game. If we only got 1 lane's worth of farm over all 5 of our champions, we could probably still win the game, just because of how much pressure and how many objectives and how much map presence we would provide. So, right now, I'm going to run mid. And Eve's here too, so you know, that was a little bit advantage. I didn't have to ping the crap out of Eve to come mid. We're just gonna push this, and we're gonna go ahead and push this tower. If Syndra tries to compete against this tower, we have 3 people to kill her, so there's nothing she can do here. And this is a cannon mini wave, so this is the perfect time to push mid. Now this is a small thing. So I know we're gonna get this mid tower. Now I want to go get Dragon. Do you see the pings I put on Dragon? So I'm pinging the Dragon. Eve is going to be on board, so I'm immediately heading toward Dragon. Eve is going to be on board, Nidalee's not. I know a lot of you guys talk about, oh, well, my mid laner or my teammate never wants to go get an objective. You can see Nidalee here doesn't want to go get Dragon. So I ping for assistance. I pinged before, so that's like my second ping. I ping for assistance again on Nidalee. And then I'm just going to start doing the Dragon with Eve, because we do technically have enough to do Dragon with just the 2 of us. It's just a lot safer if we have Nidalee. Not only is it safer if we have Nidalee, though, because but if we have Nidalee, then it's going to allow the next rotation to be even easier, because look at this, we barely took any damage. Nidalee's her first instinct would have been probably to go back mid. Instead, I said no, let's tower dive bot, because if you look at bot, Leona's full health, Lucian's full health, we're all full health. Why the hell wouldn't we dive this? I still have my ultimate, I still have flash, I still have ignite. Screw this, we're not wasting time. We're gonna go in here, I'm gonna Shark the Morgana, I'm going to E in, I'm going to hit her with the maximum burst, she's going to ult, it's going to do nothing. Lucian's firing off his ult to kill her the creeps. Ashe is going to fire off her ult, it's not going to do anything, we're going to kill her, and then we're going to push this bot tower. It's so easy just getting this map pressure on. You know, if you can just guide your team after you've snowballed the lane, they're going to listen to you. And if they don't listen to you, then you force them to listen. You know, you don't bitch and chat, you don't do anything like that. You just ping and you make smart decisions. So right here, it's a free second tower. There's nothing they can do here. And Malphite, you know, is just up top farming, because he should be pushing the crap out of the wave. But that's the thing, is Malphite with a Negatron cloak can't push the crap out of the wave. You know, he has no means of pushing the crap out of the wave. So I believe I go and farm this mid real quick, just because there's a canny there, and I really wanted the canny. And then I believe after this, they were pinging to put the enemy team was pinging to defend it. So we decided to go back here because we have a ton of gold at this point. Like, we have you know, multiple people with 1,000 plus gold. I end up just going getting a needlessly large rod. What this is going to allow me to do is going to go toward my DFG sooner. And it's going to allow my wave clear to be increased, because my E has a pretty good AP scaling. And so if I get the flat AP, it's going to make me scale better, as opposed to if I just got like the cooldown reduction or something like that. So you can see here, I don't go back top because there's no reason for me to go back top. Unfortunately, Lucian, for some reason, decides to go back top. But in all honesty, I would probably ignore top for the rest of the game. Top really isn't that important if you're planning on ending the game quickly, just because you shouldn't really be getting Baron if you're going for a quick push finish, because Baron is kind of a way to create an opportunity, but if you have constant pressure, you don't need opportunity. So here, no hesitation. She shows up when we have 3 people and we're all full health, you're gonna die. Like, there's no hesitation there, because I have everything up. There's no reason for me to try and just let her defend it. So again, here we're just going to kind of put in the constant pressure, because there's, you know, we have this huge snowball and there's nothing they can do. You never want to let up. And so this was pure greed out of me, but I got the kill anyway. And then I'm kind of like, yo, help me, because I don't have enough mana to hop, and then I get enough mana to hop, so it didn't really matter. I get the heal from Nidalee, and we're just going to keep pushing. Lucian's pushing top lane, which, you know, wasn't really necessary, because Malphite, even if he came to defend, he's not going to be able to do anything. It's just be another body that's going to drop. So now we're going to get about a 14-minute inhibitor, just because we've been killing people the moment they show up, and we're just pushing and pushing and pushing, because there hasn't been a point in this game, except for when we backed after we got the second bot tower, where we haven't been putting pressure up. We've been getting objectives as a team, we've been getting towers as a team, we've been getting kills as a team. This is just constant pressure, and there's nothing they can do, because there's never been a point, you know, after we started putting them pressure, where they've been able to actually, you know, catch a break. Because if you put on this constant pressure and there's never a point where they can actually farm, then they're never going to get to the point where they're actually strong enough to stop you. So plus we do have a pretty snowball-y team. I understand, you know, there's a lot of situations where maybe your champion can't roam as easily as Fizz can, or things like that, but that doesn't change the fact that this strategy does work, you know, where if you crush your lane, you roam, you crush another lane, you roam, you crush an objective, you crush another lane, you go back, you spend all your money all at the same time, you know, you don't stagger your backs, you don't go back one at a time and then slowly trickle in your pressure where they can handle it, you know, you don't throw one rock, you throw 10 rocks all at once, they can't dodge all of them, you know. So I go back, and you'll notice I got a pink ward. Pink wards are OP, guys. Like, pink wards are so incredibly powerful, and I think I actually decide, you know, we were actually going to go get, Baron here. I think we get it because, just because we have all 5 of us here, and I figured it would be a kind of a good way to secure, like, a huge power spike here. And, you know, if you just kind of continue doing, objectives as a team, then you're gonna go far. You know, like if you kind of keep your team in the mindset of doing objectives as a team, they're gonna do really well. So right here, I immediately notice I'm gonna kill Malphite. I think I actually ults away from like that. I'm gonna kill I noticed immediately my team, for some reason, going to push mid. There's no reason to push mid if you already have those inhibs. Your minions are already going to push it, and you're not going to go and get those Nexus towers. Even if you have a huge lead, something will usually go wrong. So it's a lot easier to just get 2 lanes with the inhibitors down, or something like that, than to just go and try and end it off the Nexus tower. Sometimes you can, and if I maybe paid a little bit more attention to the fact that we have double their gold, you know, at 16 minutes, maybe we could have just gone in, but too many times does that open an opportunity for them to outplay. So I would prefer just getting the second inhibitor and then just ending the game off having 2 waves of super creeps coming in. So I'm going to push top. We've got a couple people cramming in mid to kind of keep their attention there. And then that's when I kind of swing around to kind of keep the pressure again. I throw a shark, you know, just for pressure. I actually throw like 3 sharks toward the end of this game here that are literally, I'm not trying to get kills, I'm just trying to focus objectives as hard as I can. I know that's kind of like what any Fizz player would say if he missed sharks, but it's actually true. Like, that's what I was doing, is I was just trying to, I wasn't really aiming the sharks. I could have been aiming the sharks a little bit better and maybe trying to hit people, but I was a little afraid that if I hit the sharks, my team would try and kill people as opposed to just focusing the objectives and ending the game, because I wanted to end this game as quickly as possible, because I think I had gone on like a 2-loss streak before this, and I was getting a little bit frustrated. So I just wanted to not risk anything. I just wanted to end the game as quickly as possible. And so you can see here, 18 minutes, we're already on the Nexus turrets, and we're actually just going to push it, and we're going to win the game off this. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, like rating. This was kind of just an example of how you can just stranglehold a game and end it off that. You know, you don't really need to get that many kills. While we did get a lot of kills this game, that was, you know, that was just because they kept filtering in one-on-one, but you don't really need a team fight and all that. A lot of it just comes down to putting down so much pressure that the enemy team can't really respond, and then making sure your snowball doesn't stop. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to watch me play games live and kind of get an idea of how I play, or average as opposed to just kind of these games that really showcase kind of my better games, you can go to twitch.tv/DoubleWinning. You can watch my stream there. I stream Monday, Tuesday, sometimes Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and it's twitch.tv/DoubleWinning. I'll have links in the description. Of course, you can always follow me on Facebook and Twitter, as well as I always have those links in the description as well. And as always, guys, stay classy and keep winning. Also, it looks like I maxed Q second as opposed to maxing W, so I was wrong.